Hello, TSP land. This is Joel Riles with Fortress Canine and Canine Academy, coming back to you with another expert counsel question. And today's question is from Cynthia, and she has a situation where there is an older dog and there is a younger dog. And the younger dog, I believe, has just turned about 1 year old and is starting to act aggressively toward the older dog, which of course they've had for a longer period of time, but he's kind of getting on his last legs. And she wants to know, how does she deal with this, especially since the aggression only occurs occasionally? So the bottom line is, whenever you have a problem situation with a dog, the only way to fix it is to recreate the problem. And so you have to recreate the problem and then correct the dog for doing the problem, right? Dogs are not like humans, where you can sit down and have a conversation. Remember last week you did this, that really upset me, I don't want you to do it again. Obviously dogs can't have that kind of conversation. So what you have to do is you have to either watch, or what I like to do is I deliberately create the situation. Now, of course, depending on the situation you're creating, there may need to be safety measures put in place, right? If a dog barks at my children, I'm not just going to say, run up to the dog and let me see what he does again, right? I'm going to set up safety measures where I make sure that if a situation occurs again, my child's not getting bit by my dog, right? So this may be a situation where you do want to have a couple of safety measures. However, essentially, here's what we need to do. We need to recreate the problem. So the problem in this case is her dog is becoming somewhat territorial / aggressive toward the older dog, right? This is a similar situation to what we will talk about with our clients. If they call and they want a protection dog, but they let us know, hey, I already have a dog. Can I also bring this protection dog into our family without having an issue? The answer I always give them is, as long as the dog you already have is fair to the new dog that's coming in, then you won't have any issues. Our dogs are not aggressive toward other dogs, so as long as the dog you already have isn't the one causing the problem, you won't have any issues. Now, I have had some clients who have had dogs that their dog is the problem when they get a dog from us, right? And so my general perspective on this is, I would not allow one of my children to bully and push around another child. Maybe roughhouse sometimes and things like that. But if there's one that's obviously being pushed around and the other one's being the problem child, I'm going to correct that. And so to me, this is a situation where I go, it's unacceptable for a dog to be acting that way toward another dog. And so we need to fix it. And in order to fix it, we have to recreate the problem. So here's what I would do. And if you need more details on this or more questions, it's okay, baby, leave it alone. If you need more details on this, you can contact me directly, joel@fortresscanine.com, because there may be some level of detail that we haven't addressed here. Fooey it, Plutz. We have some children playing on the road out in front of us, and my dog is warning me that they're out there. Okay, so here's what I would do. I would have some kind of correction collar. In my particular situation, I would recommend using a prong collar with a good durable lead, or leash, if you want to call it that. And I would have the lead on the dog connected to the prong collar. And I would set up situations where the dog may potentially act aggressive toward the other dog. Now, one of two things is going to happen when you set these situations up. Either the dog's going to act aggressively, in which case I give a firm and a serious correction. Typically, I don't string a dog up initially unless they continue to ramp it up themselves. But what I will do is something like a pow pow with the lead, right? A good, solid, hard pop pop correction, along with a chastising tone in my voice. Knock that off, phooey that. That's not acceptable. And then as soon as it's over and as soon as they're calm and they stop, that's all you have to do, girl. Good job. So some people have said it actually sounds like you're kind of schizophrenic when you do this, because you have to get serious when there's a serious situation. But then as soon as that situation is over, in the dog's world, it's over. And if you keep holding a grudge once they've stopped doing the problem behavior, they're like, but I thought that would make you happy if I stopped doing the behavior, right? So as soon as they stop the behavior, you have to be happy. And you have to let them know, good job. That's all you had to do, is be a good girl or good boy, and then I won't correct you anymore for that kind of stuff, right? So you need both of these things to go together. You need the praise when they do what you want, but you also need the serious correction and the chastising tone. I'm very, very unhappy with you when they're doing the thing that they're not supposed to do. You want to make sure when you set these situations up that whoever is the one with the lead, number one, is strong enough to give the correction that's needed. And number two, if there's a lunging situation where the more aggressive dog lunges toward the other, they need to be paying attention and on alert so that they can keep there from being a dog fight type of situation, right? Just in case, or the other dog just getting injured, even if it wouldn't fight back. Now, you can set these situations up in a couple different ways. I can put the older dog on the couch next to one of you and then walk the younger dog up. And as they get closer, I'm keeping a really close eye. If there's any growling, if there's any barking, if there's any negative behavior at all, right? The bristling on the shoulder blades or the tail going straight up in the air, any of those behaviors, I'm going to correct that dog. Now, here's the other part of this. And this is very important. If you know dogs have an issue that's repetitive with a certain thing that leads up to it, right? So it could be every time we walk up to the house, my dog does XYZ and I don't like it. Every time, my dog walks near the trash can, it does something that I don't like. If there's a thing that every time you do the thing with your dog, they do a thing you don't like, well, then when you approach that thing, expect that they're going to do the behavior you don't like and be ready to communicate and correct it. Now, here's the thing I want to do is I want to tell the dog before we get there, don't do that thing, right? Now, okay, so let's say it's an aggression issue. As I'm approaching this scenario, the situation, so I'm the one with the dog that acts aggressive sometimes. The other dog is on the couch with my wife, let's say, and I'm approaching them. I'm going to look down at the dog that I have, and I'm going to say, it's okay, leave it alone. So what I told the dog is, I see what's there in front of us, leave it alone. Do not react to it. And then I'm going to walk up. And if they react, I'm going to correct them hard, just like I said, and I'm going to say, I said leave it. I'm going to turn around and walk away a little bit, and I'm going to turn around and walk back. And if they act again, I'm going to correct harder. Fooey it. I said leave it. I'm going to turn around and walk away. I'm going to walk back. And I'm going to do it until I get a successful approach. And when I get a successful approach, I'm going to go, oh, atta girl, good job. Assuming it's a female, right? Atta boy. Oh, you did so good. Good, leave it. Good, leave it. That's all you had to do was leave it alone. And then it's done for about 10, 15 minutes or maybe even the next day, right? And then I'm going to create the situation again. And I'm going to create the situation again. I'm going to give gaps in between though, because these situations, the dog is barking or growling for some reason. We don't know what that reason is specifically, but it could be that the dog is stressed. So if I keep introducing this situation, I can keep building that stress up too high. So I don't want to build the stress too high, but I do want them to know, I'm not asking you to not be aggressive. You will not be aggressive toward this other dog, or it's going to go very badly for you. And you have to make it go badly enough that they do not want to be aggressive anymore for whatever the situation is. And I hope that's helpful for you. Remember, be very careful so that you or the other dog doesn't get injured in these situations. That will all vary depending on how aggressive the dog is being, why they're being aggressive, things like that. And again, if you need more help with specifics, you can send me an email. Please put question in all caps in the subject line so it catches my attention. But I would be happy to help you work through that in a little bit more detail. All right, I hope that's been helpful for you guys. Remember, if you need help training your dog, you can always check out Canine Academy. Go to thesurvivalpodcast.com and click on the Canine Academy banner up there on the right-hand side. If you are looking to purchase a protection dog or a working line German Shepherd, Dutch Shepherd, or Malinois puppy, go check out Fortress Canine, or you can always email me at joel@fortresscanine.com. Until next time, remember to train hard and stay safe.